Okay, if you are not interested, swipe. Today we're going to be looking at the miracle hunters. I want to ask you, every single affairs of a life is being controlled by who or what? If you don't believe in that, you see, for every human being created, we have a Corinne. That Corinne is the evil companion. Every single time you have an evil thought, you have an evil desire, either you perpetrate it or you do not perpetrate it, it is the Corinne that is whispering this evil to you. This we got to understand according to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. And it was even asked, you the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, do you also have a Corinne? He said yes, but it has been weakened to the point that it cannot inspire me to do any kind of evil. Now, you are not the prophet. I am not the prophet. So our own Corinne is definitely very, very active. Now, this is where I'm going. When you visit all the spiritual marabouts, what that person is doing is just a human like you. He does not have any supernatural power. What he's actually doing is that he is in a contract with his own Corinne to communicate with his own Corinne. And the moment you visit them, because his Corinne can see your Corinne, or a Corinne can see your Corinne as well, the Corinne will start having a communication between themselves. And because the Corinne is always with you 247, every single place that you are, he or she knows every single details about you. And that is when you see that spiritual marabout saying things like, you are here because you want to have a child. And then they start telling you so many personal details about yourself. Know that it is the Corinne that is at work. Now, that is the first part of it. Now, the second part of it is this. Because the Corinne's mission is basically to ensure that you become an unfortunate soul before you die. So now that this person has given you some personal details of yourself, what is the next thing? You believe they can actually solve your problem, right? Good. That is the first part of you being a prey. Now, how you are going to be exploited, because actually the person where you go meet, say you need child, say you need money, you don't shop. He himself, you don't shop. So they'll tell you to do some certain stupid things. E.g., you need to go and kill a fowl, you need to go and kill a ram, you place that also place. So now that they have your attention, they'll now start bringing in some things that will solidify that information they have about you. For example, one of the spiritual marabout might decide to give you a coconut. Probably that spiritual marabout, with the aid of a syringe, has inserted some red-like liquid into the coconut, and the next thing they give it to you, say, you see this coconut I'm giving you? The moment you get home, you smash it on the floor. If you see anything else, ensure that you run back to me, because it means there is lots and lots of problem hanging around you. And the innocent momo, you get home, you smash the coconut on the floor, and you eventually discover that this is blood. It's not blood, sometimes even zobo. Anyway, and of course you run back to that spiritual marabout. This, that. Automatically you are gone. At that point in time, they start telling you series and series and series of things that you do. You cannot actually think straight again. So whatever it is they are saying, you just believe that is the ultimate truth. And with this kind of gimmicks, we have seen people who eventually became a wife or a concubine of a spiritual marabout, who lost all their wealth to a spiritual marabout, and the case keep on going like that. Most of these people, the way they operate, they have around them a lot of genes. You know what genes are? According to what Allah said in the Quran, that we are created from clay, the genes are created from fire. And the rim they are, the spectrum of our human eye cannot naturally see them. For you to see a gene, except Allah has will, or except you have a business with them. If you are the type who is always looking for a miracle here and there, at the end of the day, you might end up being possessed by a gene, or you might end up having a gene attack. It might not be you in some instance, it might be your children, it might be someone close to your family. Now let me tell you a particular story that happened to someone who was my childhood friend. I will not mention his name. For those of you who know him, you know his story. This guy was actually one of the most gentle person you can ever encounter. Soft spoken. This guy is so gentle to the point that when you put your finger in his mouth, he might not even bite you. He will tell you to stop. He's that gentle. Now all of a sudden, imagine that this same guy became the king of street urchins, the king of touts. How is that possible? Look at the transition. Eventually, when we made our research, we discovered that the mother went to a spiritual marabout, that she doesn't like the fact that her son is this gentle. And what did that one do? Of course, he did cast a spell on him, and the spell, of course, is going to be a jinn possessing the guy. And all of a sudden, it became something else that is dreadful to everyone within the community. Even myself, that I'm calling him my friend, I cannot even talk to him. If I see him, aleleni, because two things are likely to happen: either he robs you or he finds a way to injure you. So cut the long story short, you know, this guy I'm talking about is actually dead at the moment, and he was burnt alive. So who are we going to blame for his death? Him or his mother? Now, why I'm bringing out this story is just to tell you the evil of visiting spiritual marabout. If it is not that you lack faith in the Creator, that is Allah. If you don't lack faith, why are you there? You don't have any reason to be there now, because every single thing you want to discuss with these guys are things you could have sit down at the comfort of your home and discuss with your Lord, or probably you visit a masajid and you discuss it with your Lord, and bismillah, everything is going to be solved. But no, influence of Yoruba film, influence of all those other films that you watch, they have made you believe that if you don't go and visit so and so, if you don't go to this place or go to that place, you cannot find any solution to your problem. It is a lie. It is a very, very, very big lie. Well, with all I've said, I believe I've been able to convince you that there is no point of you visiting a spiritual marabout. There is no point of you seeking miracles here and there. If you have a problem, all you need to do is to pray to your Lord, and bi-iznillah is going to ease your affairs for you. Remember, the name is Taj. I offer services around cinematography, sound engineering, voice-over rendition, event coverage, and everything as related to multimedia. So if you have a need for a multimedia service, do not hesitate to reach out to me. Till we meet again some other time, I say Assalamu alaikum.